Hello, my name's Lee Benson, and I'm going to read my story called The Regent from the collection of New Street Stories. To put it mildly, we are an eclectic group that meet up on a monthly basis to chat about anything but work. We call it the Cheapskates Gathering. We first met randomly one evening several months ago in the pub on Gas Street Basin and have continued meeting up ever since. It's Anuska's turn to find somewhere. What shall we go to eat, she asked, not really knowing anywhere, seeing as she's a newcomer to the city. She's studying hotel management at the college and working somewhere off the canal basin at night to earn a few extra bob. Pete the Feet pipes up, I know a little French bistro in town off New Street and it's cheap as chips. I'm not a great lover of our city at night, I say. Do we have to go into town? Well, it's easy to get there, Pete offers a good excuse. It's only a few minutes walk down past the town hall. So I reluctantly give in. A quick shout out from those lovely people at WhatsApp and we are totalling 6. We meet outside the bistro at 7. The building has an air of familiarity to it. And I can't remember why as we go through a set of double doors and climb the stairs to a bit of a run-down wooden floor with cheap tables, benches and the faded French posters. Music plays throughout a tinny speaker stuck on the counter. The French waitress, wearing ripped jeans and a tight white blouse, takes us to a long table. Use this half, please, she says, and draws an imaginary line across the table surface. 3 of us have a bench, and 3 are blessed with old-school chairs. She returns with cutlery and offers a choice of 2 starters. You have ham hock or green soup, followed by a cheese salad for veggies and chicken for those who aren't. Wine is simple. It's red or it's white. No expense spared there. Brian's veggie and he moans about his singular choice. Mind you, Brian has a tendency to moan at everything as his glass is always 3/4 empty. Pete's a happy-go-lucky narrowboat mechanic and Zelda runs a boutique in Moseley. Anuska's a student. Colin's an art teacher in Wolverhampton and he lives on a boat. And I'm a bit of a decorator. The French bread and butter arrives in raffia baskets accompanied by 3 red and 3 white carafes of wine. Tuck in, says Colin. I'm famished. I'll just wash my hands, I say, extracting my body from the hard bench and finding the sign for the gents. The loos are more like a cupboard, and there's a large hatch outside bearing a sign, Forbidden, No Entry. Not just a plain no entry sign. It intrigues me. The owner of the place is talking to Pete. Steve is certainly not French, especially with his strong Geordie accent. However, his wife is, and she just bosses him around in the kitchen, and he keeps telling us. Excuse me, I butt in. I'm intrigued as to why there is a forbidden no entry sign just outside the gents. Oh, it's the old lady's secret, Steve says. Old lady? Yes, that was the old exit to the cinema. The builders boarded up years ago, made shop units on the front, and the space lay dormant for years. We've rented the corner of it. Fancy a butcher's? I knew it. We'd come up the side steps of a cinema. I'd love to, I said. Anyone else want to tag along? He lowers his voice and looks over his shoulder. You mustn't say a word. Insurance and all that. The girls aren't interested, and Brian shrugs his shoulders. I'll sit it out. Sounds a bit messy to me. Colin, Pete and I follow Steve. He picks up a chair and tells Pete to grab the torch from the desk, the bar. He unlocks the bolt. Don't go too far. There's no flooring and it's a long drop down. He helps us up while Pete turns the torch on and aims into the dark. There she is. I take in a great sigh. The Regent. My cinema from my childhood. A magical place of so much of my little life. We look down and everything is covered in years of dust. The chairs are still there, and so is the stage, although now a forlorn mess. There were 1,200 seats in here before it changed its name to the ABC New Street and finally closed in 1983. She's been locked away and forgotten from the heyday of cinema. Not like the massive 12-screen buildings you get now. Come on, you'll miss the start. There's a man in a purple evening suit with matching bow tie. It's my uncle. He's holding out his hand for mine. The joy of seeing him again. He's a tall, proud man and a cinema manager. I run as fast as my little legs will go to keep up with his giant strides, and he sits me down on a red velvet chair. Stay here till the end. Phil will get you an ice cream, okay? I nod. Thank you. I wait for the film to start. I love coming to the cinema. My parents have dropped me off and will collect me later. Every time after the film finishes, the usherette escorts me to the door marked with a gold star and manager painted underneath, my uncle's office, full of posters and shelves of cinema memorabilia. I always feel very important waiting for my father to collect me. This time, I can sense the plush pile of the red velvet seat moving back and forth in my first two fingers. Then the lights dim and the film begins. It's my favourite actor, John Wayne. He's on his horse and part of the 7th Cavalry. In the dark, I pick up the smell of popcorn. I'm transfixed. Vera brings me a vanilla ice cream tub with a wooden spoon and a tube of Smarties for being good. More memories flood in. It wasn't my real uncle. We always called grown-ups aunt and uncle. They lived a few doors down from us, and my aunt always loved me. She told me so. She had only one daughter and always helped Mum out taking me to the park. I hear a rustle behind me. It's the ticket lady in the foyer, surrounded by lots of shiny brass-polished billboards. She's rather large and peers out of her glass-fronted kiosk. She presses buttons, which eject pink or purple tickets. Smiling at me as I peer over her counter, and she says, "Come on, your meal's going cold." I blink. The dusty chairs are empty again. Colin taps my shoulder. "What's got into you? You haven't moved for ages." I don't know," I say. "I wasn't here." Well, I was, but a long time ago." "It's that red wine, you plonker," he laughs. We climb down through the hatch and rejoin the cheapskates gathering. "I used to come here when I was a lad. Looking at the old lady reminded me of it so much." "Like déjà vu, you mean?" says Zelda. "More like suddenly being back in time. It felt so real," I shrug. "Rubbish," says Brian. "Don't believe in all that bollocks." "Leave him alone," says Colin. "He stood totally still for bloody ages. I saw him. He didn't move an inch." "I wish I could go back in time. There's that bird I fancied a few months back. I'm sure I could have got me way." Yeah, we all laugh at Pete. He's one to bring everything back to basics. "Maybe we should go to the pictures next time," says Anushka. "Maybe. One thing's for certain, my old man won't be able to pick me up," I say, trying not to sound melancholic. "Why not?" said Anushka. "Well, he's been dead for over 20 years, I reply. "Come on, let's toast to the living," says Colin. We settle up and leave. I hail a cab. "Where to, Gov?" "Back in time, please." "Sorry, mate." "Oh, Moseley Village, thanks." There they were. I know. I saw them all. My cinema, my folks, my uncle, my memories. Till the next time, John Wayne. Till the next time. Thank you.